Today we're going to be making the owl with baby toy from Millie Melly Designs. I've already made one up just to show you. That's my mummy owl. The little baby owl tucks in between mum's wings. The first step of making this design is to hoop up some tearaway stabilizer, and I have put 2 pieces of fabric right sides together, and these will be for my wings. And I've taped them down with painter's tape to hold them in position. Once the outline of your wings is complete, you can then remove it from your hoop, cut around the outside of your stitching and turn your wings in the right way. You will then need to hoop up another piece of stabilizer to do the body of your mummy owl. So now my wings are finished and turned in the right way. I'm ready to move on to making the rest of my mummy owl. I have hooped up another piece of stabilizer and put down another piece of fleece. This is actually going to be the front of our owl, and our first step will run the outline of our mummy owl. With our outline for mummy owl completed, our next step is to do the outline stitch for mummy's beak. So I have actually changed to a yellow thread that matches the fabric that I'm going to use for the beak. Once your placement line for the beak is done, you can then put your little piece of fabric over the top. Because I'm using fleece, I tend to find some of my fabric sticks to the fleece, so I don't always have to tape it down. And then run your next step to attach your piece of fabric. And that's our line done for our beak, so you can go ahead and then trim off the excess fabric. And then I'm going to change to a white thread to do the outline for my eyes. As you can see, I have trimmed off the excess fabric around my beak, and I have run the placement lines for my eyes. So I now just need to put a piece of white fabric over my placement lines. Your eyes will overlap your beak a little bit, which is fine. Done and the excess fabric cut away, you are now ready to do the inside part of the eyes. So I have changed to a black thread. Once your eyes are completed, I have actually left my black thread in because your next step will run the placement lines down the side of mummy owl for her wings. Placement lines are in place, you can then put your wings over the top, and I have secured mine with painter's tape. Your next step will actually stitch them down and stitch them into place. Once your wings are stitched into place, you can then put your backing fabric over the top of mummy owl, right side down, secure it with painter's tape, and your next step will run the stitching line around the outside. So that's our outline complete, and our backing is now joined to our front piece of fleece. All you need to do now is remove it from your hoop, cut around the outside and turn mummy in the right way through the gap that has been left in the bottom. So that's our mummy owl cut out and turned in the right way. To finish her off, all you need to do is stitch the opening in the bottom closed, and then put your little cam snap on the wings. Little cam snap is just this metal clip that I have on this one. If you didn't want to put a metal clip on there, you could also sew on a Velcro dot. With mummy complete, we can now move on to doing our baby. So I have changed down to a smaller sized hoop, and I have put my piece of fleece for the front of my baby owl onto my hoop right side up, and I'm ready to run the outline, which will stitch our piece of fleece down to our stabilizer. outline for your baby is done, you can then go ahead and run the placement stitches for your beak. Once your placement stitches are done, like Mum, you can then put your little piece of fabric over the top, stitch it down, and then trim off the excess fabric, and then change to a thread that will match the colour of the eyes. After your placement stitches are done for your eyes, you can then put your white fabric over the top, run your next step, which will stitch your fabric to your baby, and then cut off the excess, and then do your centres of your eyes. So the eyes are done exactly the same as Mum's. After your eyes are completed, I have changed back to a thread that matches the fleece that I'm using, and you'll run the outline stitch for the heart that's on the baby owl's tummy. With your heart outline done, you can then put your little piece of fabric that you're going to use for your heart over the top. I have chosen to use a piece of fabric that matches with my mummy owl's wings. And once that's in place, you can then go ahead and stitch it down. Once your fabric is stitched down and you've trimmed off the excess, your next step will do the satin stitch around the outside of our heart. That's our heart completed. To do your final step, you just need to place another piece of fleece right side down over the top of your baby owl, which will then stitch around the outside of it, and then you can remove it from your hoop and trim the excess material from around your stitching. Once your baby is turned inside the right way, I have then lightly stuffed my baby and stitched up the bottom, and all that's left to do is put your baby in Mum's arms, and that is your mummy and baby owl toy blanket done and finished. You can buy this design on the Millie Melly Designs Etsy store, and you can also follow Millie Melly Designs on Facebook. Thank you for watching.